Hi everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and this is Stephen back again with another 24/7 news report. Been quite a bit of news today, so we've got quite a few bits, so we'll get straight into it. And the first piece that we've got today is Moise Kean. Obviously he's on loan at PSG, and it came out last night that PSG are in talks with Everton to try and turn Moise Kean's loan deal into a £31 million permanent transfer, and that one's coming from Sky Sports. So we put a poll out on our Twitter at Everton Newsfeed. If you don't follow us already, go and follow us. And we basically asked, would you be happy to sell Kean for £31 million? A couple of people saying maybe it should be a bit more. We've got Christian on Twitter says I'd sell him for more than that, try and squeeze £40 million from them. We've got James Hampson 200 on Twitter says, why are so many people so keen to take a £6 million profit on a player with 7 goals in 11 appearances? Which he's got a point, hasn't he, really? We've got at MR3402 says, I would be happy, but I'd fight for significant add-ons for performance as well. All good points, really. At Finley45598217 says, I mean, as much as I want Kean to stay, I think he needs to go. Iron Man Steve says, depend on how much his replacement's going to cost. So there's a couple of there's quite a lot of factors involved in it. Obviously, there's his age. There's the fact that he's been good for PSG since he's gone there. There's the fact that there was a lot of hype around him when we signed him. And the fact that we could do with another striker. Personally, I think we should try and get a bit more than 31 million for him, because I think there's clubs in Europe that would pay more than that for him. I can't remember off the top of my head how much we actually signed him for last summer, but I think we need to be getting a little bit more than that, because he's scoring goals for PSG. He's got a lot of hype around him for a young player. He is a really young player. He's only 20. We've seen that he goes and does it for PSG, and I think Everton should probably stand the ground a bit more on this one and say, no, we want closer to 40, maybe a bit more, but this one's a bit confusing, because Moise Kean probably wants to stay there, which you can't blame him. He's playing well there, but and of course we tweeted in the mentions to the tweet that obviously he's being called up to the Italian national team as well, and that's a factor in it. But this one's a bit confusing. EFC Ben 7 just says no. Luke Horton says £31 million and the rest. Almighty Lad says yes, but throw in Ghana. A lot of people saying 31 million isn't enough, which I can see, because I think we paid around 20-ish million for him, so we need to be trying to get a bit of a return on him, considering that he didn't really do much when he played for us. But it's better than him going out on loan to PSG, not doing anything, and we've got a straggler on the books. But I hope that if we do sell him, which I wouldn't be against, that we do get a good deal and we don't really get our pants pulled down on this one, because we need to stand our ground against these sorts of teams. Moving on next to another Sami Khedira one, and of course this one is coming up on every single one of these. I do there's something about Sami Khedira. I brought it to you yesterday that he was set to sign for Everton, and now Phil Kirkbride from the Echo is stating that Everton are not thought to be actively pursuing a move for Sami Khedira, and a lot of people will be happy about this one. Personally, I'm not. I want to see him. And that also comes with news from Football Transfer Tavern that Daniel Levy from Tottenham could try and hijack Everton's deal for Khedira. I think we need him, but you know, there's the chance that he can be moved away with Tottenham, or with, you know, if sort of part of the deal doesn't really go, it doesn't like go how we need it to. And obviously Transfer Tavern, who are writing the article, have given their take that Khedira, who's enjoyed a star-studded career, plays in a position which is currently overloaded at Spurs, which helps us to a degree, really, doesn't it? Obviously we were linked with Dele Alli, we were linked with Harry Winks from Tottenham, and it's interesting to see. It's a bit of a it might become a bit of a love triangle of a transfer, this one, and I am quite excited to see what happens with it. I think we need him. I think a lot of people are a bit sceptical over him, but I'm not. I think it would be a good deal for us. Moving on to Jarrad Branthwaite, obviously had a spell in the team last season, and that's Championship team Blackburn Rovers have been linked with a move for the Everton defender Jarrad Branthwaite, as well as Man City's Taylor Hartwood-Bellis and Liverpool's Sepp van den Berg. And the Lancashire Telegraph's reporting that. I'm guessing this would probably be a loan. It doesn't state in the tweet, but we shouldn't be letting him go on a transfer. So a loan would be good. Obviously, we need a couple more. We do need a centre back, I think. And Branthwaite's been good when he's played, but if he wants to go out and get first team minutes, you can't really blame him. Next one's Jonjoe Kenny. Hasn't really played. He's come back back from his loan at Schalke and hasn't really played. And this is a German newspaper, Welt. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They say that Jonjoe Kenny has emerged as a target for Schalke in the January transfer window. As I said, hasn't played. Would be good to get some money for him as well. And he had a pretty good loan spell there, didn't he? So he probably would be keen to go back and carry on playing in the Bundesliga. Moving on next to Torino defender Gleison, and that Everton have made a bid for the Brazilian defender Gleison, according to reports in Italy. Tutto Sport via Sport Witness say that Ancelotti has already moved for the player, and we're talking around figures of 25 million euros. The Serie A club paid 5.8 million euros to sign him from Atletico Mineiro 2 years ago. So it's good news for Torino. Obviously, they could be losing Gleison Bremer, but to spend £5.8 million on a defender, and he's linked with a £25 million move to England. A lot of European clubs, that's the aim of the game for them. And he's a 23-year-old defender. It doesn't state in the article like what sort of defender he is. Is he a centre back? Is he a left back, right back? But we need if this is another one. I don't know anything about him, I'm going to be honest, and I'm a bit sceptical to make too much of a judgment on him because I haven't seen him. And then moving on to someone who I know is a centre back, and that is Nikola Maksimovic from Napoli, and he's been linked with a move to Everton to join up with his old boss Carlo Ancelotti. That's been something we've heard a lot, hasn't it, over all the players that are linked at the moment. An Italian newspaper, Il Mattino, via Inside Football, claim Napoli are looking to extend his contract after coach Gennaro Gattuso made clear he is dependent on Maksimovic and doesn't want to see him sold. He's played 90 minutes for each of the 3 last Napoli games, and the club want to extend his contracts. It seemed any links could be closing off very quickly. So this one looks like it's probably not going to happen if Gattuso likes him. It all depends on whether he wants to go to play under Ancelotti in the Premier League or not. And if this one's going to happen, we need him to push for a deal. And he's obviously a centre back. He'd probably be cover. He probably would slot in very well. he seems to have been around for quite a while, so wouldn't be like a young option, but wouldn't be like a Sami Khedira option. It would just be a pretty solid centre back if we could do that one. But I'm pretty, from what I've heard, he seems like a pretty decent player. So, but then again, another player that I don't really know too much about. Just know that he's a solid European centre back. And then the last piece of news we've got for today, guys, is Cenk Tosun again. And this is on from Sky Sports. They're saying that Sam Allardyce is keen on signing Cenk Tosun, but prioritising a defender in the January window. It says Cenk Tosun is out of favour at Everton and is yet to score this season. He was obviously brought to Goodison Park in 2018, and West Brom are eyeing him to try and help with their campaign to stay in the Premier League. And we spoke about this one. We all really want him to go. We all want to get some money for him, and we won't recoup anything close to the £27 million we paid for him. But we all want to see a new fresh striker coming in. And of course, it goes back to Moise Kean, doesn't it? Splits opinion. This one doesn't really. I think everyone wants to see him gone. And Sam Allardyce wants him back wants to reunite with him at West Bromwich Albion. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's a bit of a longer one, this one. What we are now, we're going on 12 minutes. So, a bit of a longer video because there was quite a bit of news today. Also, we're getting more into the meat of the January transfer window. So, there's a bit more stuff to talk about, really. But yeah, thank you. I've tried to sort of gloss over a couple, tried to get, don't want to keep you too long. But thank you very much for watching. Obviously, stay tuned as much as you can, every day for the 24/7 news reports. Say you're on your lunch break at work and you need something to tide you over, you haven't really heard too much. We're just trying to round these articles up throughout the day into, a little video for you. So, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a nice day, and thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.